4th, constitutional matters, and 5th, overseas and defence. I start under the first head with restoring the economic balance. We start from a very poor base. For almost 4 years, there have been well over 1 million unemployed, sometimes as many as 1.5 million. And recent improvements offer no hope of long-term recovery. Indeed, many job creation schemes are temporary. The problem is of creating not new artificial jobs, but of genuine new jobs. But over the last 5 years, the economy has hardly grown at all. Prices, to which the right honourable gentleman made mention in his speech, have more than doubled, and inflation is in double figures once again. But may I remind him that an inflation rate of 10% now is 10% on double the prices that existed 5 years ago. Now, how is society to be improved? By millions of people resolving that they will give their own children a better life than they had themselves. This is the true driving force of society, the desire of the individual to do better for himself and his family. And for too long, individuals have been unable to benefit their families sufficiently from the fruits of their own efforts. And that truth pervades all too many areas of our national life. It affects management's willingness to take on responsibility. It reduces the readiness of businessmen to bear extra risk. And just as serious, Mr. Speaker, are the consequences for those at the bottom of the income scale, where an extra pound earned can be lost in tax and the withdrawal of means-tested benefits. During the campaign, the right honourable gentleman tried to give the impression that our tax reliefs would benefit only those in high income groups. I wonder if he really knows how many people on very low wages and pensions bear quite a high burden of tax. Because if he doesn't, they do. He doesn't, they do. I well remember coming across one person during one of the walkabouts I did, a pensioner, a lady. Some of the honourable members kept more contact with real people. They might have had better policy. A widowed pensioner, aged 64, with an income of some £25 a week, paying under a Labour government £1.15 per week in income tax. That is the kind of person who will benefit from the reduction in our tax policies, as well as the need to give incentives all the way up the scale. Yes to those on low earnings, yes to those on differentials, yes to those on management earnings. All of those we will hope to benefit from the reduction in direct tax. Because our present system of taxation seems almost to have been designed to discourage extra work, extra skill and extra responsibility. And it means that people have preferred to reduce their tax bill by working less hard, rather than to increase their earnings by working harder. And the first important step in restoring incentives is to reduce the excessive burden of direct taxation. My right honourable and learned friend, the Chancellor, will make a start when he introduces his budget 4 weeks today on June the 12th. In the meantime, I can give my firm assurance that we regard a reduction of income tax as an objective of the highest priority. Further, the government will do everything possible to encourage free enterprise, particularly the small business sector, which is the source of genuine new jobs. And our policies, unlike theirs, will be founded on a firm belief in the need to promote profits and profitability, because profits are the main stimulus to enterprise and the key source of funds for new investment and new jobs. So, Mr. Speaker, we shall bring forward measures to amend those parts of the Employment Protection Act which discourage firms from creating new jobs. to bring forward measures to reduce the damaging consequences of existing price controls and measures to increase competition. We shall introduce proposals to increase the powers of the Director General of Fair Trading and the Monopolies and Mergers Commission so that they can deal with prices in conditions where competition is limited. Proposals to enable
the Price Commission, when it looks at a monopoly, takes about 3 months to do so. The Monopolies Commission, when it looks at a monopoly, takes about 3 years to do so. How does she square abolishing the Price Commission with a greater degree of competition? Surely it will mean less.
Well, the Honourable Gentleman makes a very good case for strengthening the Monopolies Commission. I'm surprised he didn't do it. We shall introduce proposals designed to enable the Director General of Fair Trading to examine the abuse of monopoly power by nationalised industries. We've carried out a review of the workings of the Price Commission. Its impact on inflation has been negligible, as is shown by the doubling of prices under the previous government. We believe that the Price Commission has destroyed jobs and new investment, as well as imposing extra burdens on industry. The bill, which puts forward proposals for strengthening competition, will also provide for the abolition of the Price Commission. And my right honourable friend, the Secretary of State for Trade, will be giving further details shortly. But, Mr. Speaker, we're concerned not only to see that we have a healthy free enterprise sector, but also with increasing its size. Too narrow a base for wealth-creating part of the economy will restrict the growth of the economy as a whole. We shall make a start in extending the role of free enterprise by reducing the size of the public sector, and it needs reducing, and by making economies in public spending. We shall examine the role of the National Enterprise Board. We shall require it to dispose of certain holdings in profitable companies. My right honourable friend, the Secretary of State for Industry, will bring forward proposals to amend the Industry Act 1975 during this session, and we see no justification for extending public ownership through the National Enterprise Board into profitable areas of manufacturing industry. I turn, Mr. Speaker, to the second theme, that of restoring choice to the individual, a choice which has been progressively diminished during the lifetime of the last government, a choice which many people wish to see returned, whether it be choice over how their own money is spent. A number of people said during the election campaign, at least your party, the Conservative Party, gives people choice. That's quite different from the other party. More choice in housing, more choice in education, and some choice in health. May I turn first to housing? Thousands and thousands of people in council houses and new towns came out to support us for the first time because they wanted the chance to buy their own home. We will give to every council tenant the right to purchase his own home at a substantial discount of market price and with a 100% mortgage for those who need it. This will be a giant stride towards making a reality of Anthony Eden's dream of a property-owning democracy. And it'll do something else. It will give to more of our people that freedom and mobility, that prospect of handing something on to their children and grandchildren, which owner-occupation provides. We'll also give council tenants who don't wish to buy their homes but want to go on renting additional rights and safeguards. And we shall take action to halt the decline of the privately rented sector. Our new concept of short-hold tenure will encourage new letting of empty property. We'll also take steps to tackle the land shortage for new building. We'll speed up and simplify the planning system, and we shall repeal the Community Land Act. So we shall substantially increase the choice in housing. Choice in education. Another very important election issue, particularly in crowded urban areas, where the main worry of many parents was how to get a good education for their children.